Hello and welcome to a classic game between Ziggy and Kurt Russell. Should be a good one. Ziggy starting with UEF first land, while Kurt Russell is going to land as UEF. So UEF on UEF. This is one of the most underplayed maps, at least currently. Excellent map. Pretty difficult because it has so many mask structures. But I'm hoping it makes a comeback. A whole bunch of civs in the middle. See massive land spams. One of the best games was played here between Zoc and Craze Chariot. I think people may have seen that one. I wish, I think I could have done a better job with it, but I think it's still enjoyable. I don't think I'll remake it. It's kind of long. I'm not really sure how long this one is, but we'll find out pretty soon. Looks like not much scouts yet. Early Mech Marine from Kurt Russell. Wow, actually, let's see. You can look at it this way, just for now. Two bases, you can see they're quite similar at first. We do see Air Factory for Ziggy, and this is 3599, so second air for Kurt Russell. That was interesting how Kurt Russell did that. I think you can do that by bumping into the ACU, but I don't think he did. Interesting stuff. Oh, I know. Well, yeah, he did that by building an air factory right there. Right over the ACU, so ACU walked. That's a nice trick. People should remember. You can see the air factory for Russell. A lot quicker than Ziggy. See the scouts coming out with the engineers. And you'll go back to regular view. We see this Mech Marine. It's not really attacking, but two Mech Marines on either side. The other one's a little more aggressive. A lot of reclaim on this map as well. I'm getting a little distortion here. Hopefully this won't kill the sound, but should get a little less distortion. But we see an interceptor, so interceptors from Ziggy, a little defensive. 3 engineers in the power spam, so massive power spam from Ziggy. Something people should never forget. So usually people remember their build order and they have some power built into their initial build order. They forget to put on the power spam. You want to do that at some point pretty early, around 3 to 5 minutes. If you forget that, you're going to be screwed. And depending on what map, depending on how much mass you're going to get, depending on your strategy, from 1 to 3 engineers is the standard. Sometimes people go even heavier, but that usually leads to problems because each one, this is about 90 power just into the power spam. So we got the Mech Marines now moving in from Kurt Russell. He's going to take out a mask extractor, interceptor for Kurt Russell, doing a little scouting, but gets killed. Inties from Ziggy. 2 air factories actually from Kurt Russell, and a massive land spam. You can see it looks like a single engineer on the power spam from Kurt Russell, but of course his initial build order, the ACU built a whole bunch of power. And the transport now from Ziggy, you gotta really capture map control. Looks like he did go for aggressive air early on, or a lot of air, but we might see an air fight here on the bottom. ACU for Ziggy moving out through the bottom. There's a tank up on top. Looks like this mask extractor survived. So it's a prelude to a big battle. You see, it's going to be Massive Tech 1. You really got to capture both these spots, and then you got to either deny or grab the high ground here. Very spread out mask extractors, which makes for a good game to see. This transport's going to be coming in. May or may not die here. See a transport, actually patrol for these inties. Single engines dropped off. 5 are going to be dropped off successful. It looks like a transport will die, and of course now Kurt Russell knows that there is engineers here on the bottom. Up on top, an engineer just walking for Kurt Russell, plus a pretty nice land, about 10 Tech 1 units. Not too much happening here for Ziggy, but Ziggy going really quick to the middle. A lot of reclaim here if you can get there, but Tech 1 point defense is a little micro. Definitely worth it. A nice radar here for Ziggy. See, this way you can spot all the Tech 1 point defense and kill them. Actually, good radar coverage here all over the place for Ziggy, and already you can see that power spam really paying off. He's nearly at 800. Russell at 600, so slightly less, and having a little bit of power problems. But really, not a power problem. It's just he might run into it. Looks like the ACUs are going to see each other here on the bottom. bombers, it seems, yeah. Did I miss that? Or actually Tech 1 units, but a successful point defense from Ziggy. Still has a... That was a good thing that he dropped off a single engineer away from the main engineer force. So he's going to establish a foothold. In an air fight, Ziggy's sending more units in. Here a little after minute 8, but on top this could be trouble for Ziggy if he doesn't put some Tech 1 units here quick. He is making point defenses. That's a formidable force. A radar in the middle now. And Ziggy's going to get a huge reclaim. Russell a little slower. And now Tech 1 bombers. For Kurt Russell. Looks like Russell controlling air. Zidge Tech 2 on his ACU, Tech 2 power. Russell also getting upgraded. Some Tech 2 mass tractors already. Actually for both players upgrading. And here it is. This will be problems. The one Tech 1 point defense was built. We'll get a lot of kills, but this is too many units. Another Tech 1 point defense. This is Zidge saving himself with some point defense, but there is artillery here, so he's got to get units. If he doesn't get units, he is completely exposed. Top completely belongs to Kurt Russell. So middle reclaim versus map control here. Russell avoids the point defense. He's going to move in. Another point defense built by Zidge. He's going to navigate those point defenses and get around him. And still air domination for Kurt Russell here on the bottom. Tech 2 air for Kurt Russell. Tech 2 power. I'm assuming Tech 2 power is coming up. Don't see too much Tech 2 land, but both ACUs at Tech 2. And this will be problems. But here, this is huge reclaim here at Ziggy. 14,000 reclaim versus Kurt Russell only 7. So double the reclaim. That's so much mass. But in terms of problems inside the base, major problems. And another force now coming in. It's a constant pressure by Kurt Russell from the top. On the bottom though, this is a big force. Russell is looking at some shields, but multiple Tech 2 power. Needs some Tech 2 point defense quick, otherwise he may have problems. See, looks like Tech 2 air coming up for Ziggy. Pretty similar numbers. But Ziggy, yeah, looks like Kurt Russell is just going to run away. More reclamation in the middle. And let's see, this will be an important battle. Tech 2 point defense is coming up. Some Tech 1 in support for Kurt Russell. And yeah, Tech 2 point defense, Tech 1 PDs here from Ziggy. These are going to get a lot of kills. Maybe a little bit of. This is a nice artist. No more point defenses. Ziggy now sending some units. He does not want to get units running into his main base. But still numbers for Kurt Russell. And now Tech 2 bombers from Kurt Russell. He's attacking this position. Having success on both sides for Russell. Really good this is Tech 2 bombers not coming in. Tech 2 flak, however. Not where you want to fly. There goes one flak. Well, almost killed it. Tech 2 power is really the best target, but there's shields over Tech 2 power for Ziggy here. Otherwise, it's he's attacking the air factory. It'd be difficult to break it. Looks like the Tech 2 power is not going the right way. Successful defense for Ziggy. And Tech 1 fight. Looks like Ziggy's not paying attention to Tech 1 forces. And now Tech 2 flak moving in. Actually, Tech 2 air is destroyed. So no more gunships for Ziggy if you wanted to make those. Still map control firmly in Russell's favor. Excellent bombers. And once again, a force coming in through the top. This will be a constant problem for Ziggy. And actually now Tech 1 bombers. Tech 1 bombers are countered by flak, but not nearly as well as gunships. There's these Janus bombers. That's a bit of an overkill there. Twice as expensive in terms of mass as a gunship. Also very nice anti-air, so overall a better unit. Very good against stationary units and groups of units. Not very good for sniping ACs, but can still get the job done. See a new tech defection going Tech 3. Ziggy going Tech 3 air. And looks like Russell also going Tech 3 air here, minute 15. Whole bunch of Tech 2 bombers once again looking for things to kill. Perhaps this air factory once again. If you can deny your opponent Tech 3 air, it looks like it's the Tech 2 mask extractors. And there it's just a little too much Tech 2 flak from Zidge. So Zidge holding on to the bottom here. Has plenty of units. Looks like he does have enough units to start defending, maybe take back some of this land. So still having this middle means Zidge is still in pretty good shape. And this is not a very good position on these Tech 2 point defenses, shooting into a wall. Unfortunately, there is no major terrain deformation in FAF or Forge Alliance. There is a little bit, but you can't shoot through a mountain. So now Strat bombers for Russell. SF for Zidge. So Zidge should be able to defend against Strat bombers. And now you can almost say Zidge has better map control because of the middle. And this is a massive Tech 1 force, and Zidge might start thinking about taking over the top because there's not much there anymore. It's definitely a lot more Tech 1 for Zidge. Just look at 197 Tech 1 tanks. Only 77 for Kurt Russell. On a map like this, which is so large, numbers do play a role. And here comes Zidge. He's going to be moving forward. He does have some Tech 3. He just scouted. He sees that he does have an opportunity to move. But this is a very good defensive position for Kurt Russell, so Zidge will just move around. He wants to keep using this mountain as a shield. He does not want to get into this position or this position with Tech 1 force. Surprised Kurt Russell hasn't done anything about the middle, but here comes Strat Bomber. Strat Bomber against this force would be nice. Nice splash. Not as good as Siren, but see where is that going to go. He killed a civilian there. A lot of Tech 2 flak. Very expensive scout there from Kurt Russell. SF from Zidge moving in. This is a good place for him to fight. That's probably not the best thing to do. There goes the Strat Bomber. Tech 2 not coming out for Kurt Russell, but looks like he is going to lose the top position. Now Zidge is going to pull back. He's going to defend against the Tech 2. He might split. Now he's just going to retreat with the whole force. But air does appear to belong to Kurt Russell. And then Kurt Russell once again sneaks into Zidge's base, and Tech 2 mask extractors exposed. Middle Tech 2 radar. That's a very good radar for Ziggy. See, it covers a huge area. He knows exactly what's going on. So Zidge, instead of pulling back his force to play defense, he's just going to go on an attack. Great opportunities. Tech 2 point defense is coming up for Russell here, minute 21. Splits the force, will take the top, and map control firmly in Zidge's favor now. Some Tech 1 going into the middle might finally take it from Ziggy. Tech 3 anti-air for Kurt Russell, also going Tech 3 land. Some kennels for build capacity. Not too much on Tech 3 air spam here from Ziggy. So Tech 3 anti-air for him as well. Middle finally taken by Kurt Russell. See if any engineers get sent to the top, but this force is still alive for some Tech 2s. See what it does. And here's some Tech 2, some mongoose, but looks like they are outnumbered, so you might need to do a little kiting here. Don't want to go forward. Yeah, that was a mistake there from Kurt Russell. He will lose his mongoose, and now it's just Tech 2's protecting him. Meanwhile, there are some forces here for Kurt Russell who could cause some problems. Moving in directly to Zidge's starting position. And looks like now Zidge just threw a whole bunch of units in. There are a whole bunch of cruise missiles here for Zidge, for Kurt Russell. But too much tech 2-point defense, there's no way you're going to make it past this point. So with tech 2, Kurt Russell really has the top secure, and he actually now has some Titans coming out. And you can see recycling as tech 1 production. It's a whole bunch of factories. It's about 1,000 mass. For forces, about 1,500 mass. But he can get back. Counterattack for Kurt Russell. That whole force was just wasted there by Zidge. Engineers for Kurt Russell can get a lot of mass. Titans going into the middle. Here some Mongoose actually get close to Zidge's Tech 3 air production, Tech 2-point defense for Zidge, and a massive air spam. This is a lot of build capacity on the air. Still no Tech 3 power. Just a Tech 2 engineer, 4 Tech 2 power. And there goes Tech 3 power for Kurt Russell. And the Titan spam. And here Kurt Russell might be making a mistake sending all of his ASF in. Plenty of ASF for Zidge, and Zidge is going to win air back. Yeah, Kurt Russell just runs away. He's going to try to save as much as he can. That was just a very expensive scout for him. Russell also attacked 2 on the ACU. Let's see what the Titans can do. Looks like the top is taking back a lot of reclaim here for Kurt Russell. So reclaim numbers are now 26,000 versus 42,000. Still a big advantage. A big power problems for Zidge. He does not have Tech 3 power. Spamming air pretty hard. Getting more Tech 2 power. Some scouts. Here comes the Titan. A little bit of micro can do a lot against this force. Titan in the middle as well. 9 kills already. And engineers for Kurt Russell in the middle. A lot of mass extractors there. So I don't really see what the ideas are for these two players. Looks like some teching here for Zidge. Tech 3 mass. Zidge just sitting under some shields. A whole bunch of flak. And this, it looks like it's a rank game, so unit limit is 500. That's what it was back in the day, so you really gotta switch from Tech 1 to Tech 3 quick, and Zidge is having problems building because he is at 500, below too many Tech 1 units, so he's gotta recycle those. That's something to keep in mind. And so much mass here for Zidge because he can't build anything. This is where you really gotta switch your build capacity to kennels. And switch from Tech 1 to Tech 2. Tech 2 power nearly complete for Kurt Russell. So that was very significant. If this was 1,000 units, Zidge would be in much better shape. Gotta really kill all these Tech 1 factories and switch to Tech 3. Don't see Tech 3 land yet from Zidge. He's just at Tech 2, Tech 1. Now this Titan with 14 kills running over the middle. It'll get some Tech 2 mass extractors killed. Now the Air Force for Zidge running in. Map control actually looks like it is in Kurt Russell's favor. Taking over the top. Tech 3 power for Zidge. Yeah, that's one big improvement for Force Alliance Forever, 1,000 unit limit default for her rank. A 500 unit limit means UEF have a huge boost, UEF and Cybern, because they do have these build capacity so much higher with these drones. Looks like the Stockholm force now moving out from Zidge. And Tech 3 land for Zidge as well. Still at the unit limit. I'm not really sure why he doesn't solve that by just self-destructing a bunch of units. Something like these Tech 1 power generators. Kurt Russell really using all of his mass. Plenty of power. Now you can see this Titan's the hero. 6 kills. Gets to run into a wall. Just runs that over. Yeah, too much Tech 1 power generators. It looks like a whole bunch of cruise missiles just got fired by Kurt Russell, taking out factories. This is actually helping Zidge with his unit limit problems. Zidge with some TMD around his ACU. Surprised these units haven't really been given a move order yet. Now Zidge with the Tech 1 force. Might as well just run into all this Tech 2. You will take it over. Lose a bunch of units. Free up some cap space. Now we'll actually speed this up a little bit. Looks like the player's slowing down. This is a very nice force. With Titans now for Zidji as well. And here 3 versus 1. Victory for Zidji. Zidji now is 489 units. Still mind-boggling he hasn't self-destructed all these. He now has Tech 3 power. Maybe just a matter of principle, you don't kill your own units. And here we got, it's going to be a Tech 3 together with Tech 1 fight. Interesting what the player chooses to do. Definitely numbers for Zidji there. This looks like a snipe attempt. 4 cruise missiles. Successfully takes out a Tech 2 power generator. Omni here for Zidji as well. Still just a Titan. Multiple Tech 2 factories making Titans for Kurt Russell. And here this fight has started. A retreat from Kurt Russell. Big numbers for Zidji. Back to the Tech 2 point defense. A lot of Tech 1. Now you don't want to attack that with a whole bunch of Tech 1 or Tech 2 spam. Surprised we haven't seen too much mobile missile launchers in this one. This is interesting. A couple Titans in the middle. You can start attacking if they wanted to. And looking at the Eco, Russell at about 127. Zidji 107. He still has... It's as if Zidji is just sort of relaxing. I don't understand. Still running up against the unit limit. Whole bunch of gunships. It's as if Zidji is kind of toying with Kurt Russell here. And a big air fight. Can't really be toying with somebody when they have basically as much stuff as you do. Zidji wins the air fight. And now Tech 3, whole bunch of Tech 3 for Zidji. Tech 3 for Kurt Russell. And gunships now for Zidji. Without flak, all those Titans are very much exposed. They are going to be running back home. Meanwhile, Zidji runs into the middle. It's completely going to take everything over. And then perhaps move in. Kurt Russell looking to attack this Zidji force here, minute 38. Looks like Zidji is going to move up. But the gunships for Zidji doing a lot of damage. 23 kills in a single gunship. Still air control. And finally self-destruction on the Tech 1 land factories. And now nuke for Zidji, a whole bunch of Tech 3 power. Only 2 Tech 2 powers and anti-nuke going up for Kurt Russell. So let's see what happens. Still quite quiet here. The nuke is finished. Now making the missile. More gunships. Map control quite even. Both side bases not belonging to anybody. Tech to flag now for Kurt Russell. and a pretty massive air force. So one thing Kurt Russell's doing, using a lot of kennels for his air spam. That may have been a mistake. Runs away. Gunship's now moving up to the top. Not protected by the air force from Zij. Looks like Kurt Russell moving out with some flak and some Tech 3 taking the sides. There's a lot of reclaim opportunities there. And an anti-nuke for Zij as well. Some transports, Tech 3 transports. Load up 6 Titans each. That could be interesting. Some scouting. I don't think Russell saw the transport. Actually some mass fabs it seems. It does look like Russell will be able to get an anti-nuke on his main base, but the sides will be exposed. A push now from Zij through the side. But plenty of Tech 3 for Kurt Russell to defend it seems, though it looks like a fake nice gonna go to the top. And a bit of an air fight. It's probably not the best place to fight. But this is actually a good move from Zij. He took out all the kennels for Kurt Russell. A couple of drops are unsuccessful. The drops were a little further away, would have been better. Meanwhile, up on top, a lot of Tech 3 from Kurt Russell pushing Zij back. The middle once again belongs to Kurt Russell. And here Zij denying any kind of construction, killing the drones off. These Tech 3 anti-air are going to get a lot of kills. And here comes a massive Tech 3 force. And this could be a mistake from Zij. Completely forgot about his base. Here comes a nuke. It's launched at Kurt Russell, but the base for... Well, it looks like that nuke was countered, but the base for Zij completely ran over by Tech 3. I don't understand why. Zij completely forgot about the top, and he's just lost all of his production here. He comes back with his Tech 3 force that was away from his base. Major losses, though. Actually held on to one of his Tech 3, some Tech 3 point defenses here. So Zij could be in a bit of trouble. Yeah, the nuke was lost. Two Tech 3 power generaters. I don't think he lost any mass extractors, but lost a lot of build capacity. But this actually frees up a lot of unit space for Zij. Of course, also a lot of reclaim if Zij wanted it. Zij now going for a fatty here, minute 50. And a new force being assembled here by Kurt Russell. Looking at Zij, 52 reclaimed, 52,000. Russell 44. Both players a lot of eco. Looks like build capacity lacking for both players, as well as the unit cap, of course, for Zij. Kurt Russell looking to attack once again. This time, looks like an even bigger force. One thing we haven't seen is Percy's. That's very surprising, given how much mass these players have. So together with this Tech 3 point defense, Zij might have some success, but if he pulls those units away, no, he's moving now with a fatty. So we're going to see a fatty together with Titans against the superior Titan force. Tech 3 mass extractors attacked. And fatty begins kiting, and Zij is going to move to the top. So once again, the fake. Zij gets, he's going to have to play some defense. More Tech 3 power for Zij on Titanic. Tech 3 power generator destroyed by a lot of point defenses here. For Zij, it'll be very difficult to break that. More Tech 3 power for Kurt Russell. Looks like Kurt Russell has taken the upper hand. now with a massive air force moving in. Doesn't really have any attacking units. And mistake there from Russell. There's no reason for him to do this. You just use a single Tech 3 scout instead of your entire force. Zidge perhaps countering this whole bunch of Titans. A lot of reclaim. And a big fatty spam from Kurt Russell. Second fatty coming up for Zidge. You're coming up on 1 hour. No nukes from Kurt Russell. And a lot of reclaim here. Going straight to Tech 3. Zidgy. Now the fatties are moving out, but there's 2 fatties waiting. Another air fight. Looks like the air is going to belong to Zidge. 2 fatties retreating under the shields. This is a good use of a mountain here from Kurt Russell, hiding behind it. And now Zidge losing a lot of units. Zidge surviving. At the same time attacking. It looks like Zidge just threw a whole bunch. Had that both fatties surviving for Kurt Russell using these mountains. This is why this map is so great. More fatties coming up for Russell. Three fatties versus 3. Some missile snipes. Oh, 5 fatties from the middle. 4 on 4. Where are the Percys? I think that's the question that people gotta ask. Makes no sense. Now Tech 3 Artie from Kurt Russell. An hour 10 minutes. Zidge now on an offensive. And Titans in support. That Tech 3 Artie may have been a mistake. He's not making more fatties after the Tech 3 Artie is not even complete. And you can see fatties are better than Tech 3 Artie. Kurt Russell losing most of the base. And Titans now moving in. Russell losing a lot of his infrastructure. Here an hour 20 minutes. That was some great Titans there. This game is basically won by Zidgy. Not much that can be done by Kurt Russell. The big mistake, Tech 3 artillery instead of fatties. Very much an even game until then. Kurt Russell still surviving, however. So nothing to shoot back at. And after 1 hour 20 minutes, Russell is defeated. Another victory for Zidgy. Hopefully people enjoyed this one.